What if I told you one of history's most powerful queens is remembered not for the wars she won, not for the empire she built, not for the reforms she created, but for a completely made-up, disgusting rumor involving a horse? This is the story of Catherine the Great, Russia's longest ruling female monarch, and how centuries-old fake news turned into one of history's most infamous scandals. Catherine the Great wasn't born Russian. She was actually born a German princess named Sophia in 1729. But through an arranged marriage to Peter III of Russia, a man she famously hated, she rose to power in one of the world's most ruthless courts. By 1762, after a carefully plotted coup, which some historians believe ended with her husband being mysteriously taken care of, Catherine took the throne as Empress of Russia. And she wasn't just any ruler. Catherine expanded Russian territory, modernized the government, promoted arts, literature, education, and turned Russia into a global superpower. But Catherine had one flaw in the eyes of 18th century high society. She was a woman who controlled her own life and her own bedroom. Catherine was known to have multiple lovers throughout her life, often younger men, soldiers, politicians, or artists. And at a time when powerful women were expected to remain loyal, chaste, and reserved, this drove the old men of the Russian court absolutely insane. She chose who she wanted. She dismissed them when she was done, and she made no apologies for it. That made her enemies dangerous. They couldn't beat her on the battlefield. They couldn't outsmart her in politics. So they turned to something else. After Catherine's death in 1796, the court and her political enemies started whispering one of the cruelest rumors in royal history. They claimed Catherine the Great had an unnatural attraction to horses. And not just that. They said she died while attempting to, well, hook up with one. Was it true? Absolutely not. It was a savage smear campaign, a perfect storm of misogyny, scandal, and the human love for gossip. There's zero historical evidence for this story. No letters, no accounts from her staff, no credible reports from the time. In fact, reliable sources confirm Catherine died in her bed after suffering a stroke at the age of 67. Peacefully, no horses involved. So why do people still believe it? Because scandal sticks. And when it comes to powerful women, history has a habit of turning them into monsters or jokes. The story was spread by Catherine's enemies in court, picked up by foreign governments eager to discredit Russia, and exaggerated in scandalous novels and newspapers. By the 1800s, it had become an urban legend. By the 1900s, it was referenced in history books as popular rumor. And by the internet age, it turned into viral meme material. All from a story that never happened. The wildest part? This wasn't just petty gossip. It was a calculated attack designed to erase the achievements of one of the most powerful rulers in history. So the next time you hear some wild rumor about a famous figure, remember Catherine the Great. And always, always check your sources. If you enjoyed this story, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and let me know in the comments which historical scandal we should dig up next.